Picture this. You're driving alone on a desolate road, the darkness of the night enveloping you. Suddenly, your headlights illuminate a figure on the side of the road. It's motionless, as if waiting for something or someone. In a blink, it's gone, vanished into thin air. Welcome to a world where the chilling tales you once whispered about at night are not mere legends, but chillingly real. Welcome back, fellow mystery seekers, to Phantasmal Eternity Channel, where we plunge into the depths of history and folklore. Today, we're delving into the top 10 creepy urban legends that turned out to be true. These stories have sent shivers down our spines and haunted our dreams. But what happens when these legends step out of the shadows and reveal themselves to be more than just tales? Brace yourselves for the thrill of uncovering the truth. In this video, we'll uncover the shocking truths behind the most unsettling urban legends that have been confirmed by actual events, from the infamous killer hiding in the back seat to the mysterious body under the hotel bed. These stories will make you question everything you thought was just a myth. Get ready for a blend of chilling narratives and startling realities as we peel back the curtain to reveal the truth behind the folklore. Whether you're a lover of horror, a sleuth for the supernatural, or just a curious soul, you won't want to miss a moment. Stick around, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and let's embark on this unnerving journey together. Let's start with a legend that might make you think twice before booking your next hotel stay. It's a traveler's worst nightmare, often told in hushed tones from one wary guest to another. The story goes something like this. Guests check into a hotel, settling in for what they hope will be a restful night. But as the night grows deep, an unbearable stench begins to creep through the room. Despite their best efforts to locate the source, it remains elusive until they finally look under the bed. There, to their horror, lies not a forgotten item from a previous guest, but something far more sinister, a decomposing body. Chilling as it may sound, this urban legend is rooted in several true stories. In 2003, guests at a motel in Kansas City were horrified to discover the body of a missing woman hidden in their room. The case became notoriously known when it was revealed that the smell had been noticeable for several days. Yet it was not until the guests investigated further that the gruesome discovery was made. And this isn't an isolated incident. Similar cases have popped up in various cities, like the tragic 2010 case in Atlantic City, where a maintenance worker found a body under a motel bed that had been there long enough to become severely decomposed. These macabre discoveries beg the question, how could such a horrifying oversight occur? Often it comes down to the transient nature of hotel accommodations, where the comings and goings of guests provide a macabre cover for foul play. These real-life horrors have fueled the fires of this urban legend, reminding us that sometimes the truth is peculiar and more frightening than fiction. Imagine this. It's late at night, you're driving home after a long day, the roads are nearly empty, and the only sound is the rain tapping against your windshield. You check your rear-view mirror from time to time, and everything seems normal. But what if it wasn't? What if someone was hiding in your back seat, silently waiting? This is the essence of our next urban legend, the killer in the back seat, a tale that has haunted many of us, making us double-check our car before getting in. The story usually begins with a lone driver, oblivious to the danger lurking just inches behind them. Often the tale includes a good Samaritan in another vehicle who notices the figure and tries to alert the driver, leading to a terrifying realization and a narrow escape. But how much truth is there to this urban legend? More than you might expect. In 2014, a woman in Michigan was leaving a shopping center when she noticed her car seemed to drive differently. She pulled over thinking it was a mechanical issue. To her horror, she discovered a man hiding in her back seat. Thankfully, she managed to escape unharmed. Another incident occurred in 2017 where a woman was actually attacked by an assailant hiding in the back of her car as she drove out of a parking lot in Florida. These actual events send shivers down our spines, reminding us that the monsters we imagine can sometimes be all too real. Such stories underscore a crucial piece of advice that goes beyond the eerie. Always check your surroundings, including the backseat of your car, especially at night. While the legend of the killer in the backseat serves as a modern cautionary tale, it also taps into a deeper, more unsettling truth about the human psyche. The fear of the unknown and the unseen that could be lurking right behind us. Picture this. A teenager is babysitting on a quiet, seemingly ordinary evening. The children are asleep upstairs and everything is peaceful until the phone rings. The babysitter answers, expecting to hear the parents checking in, but instead, a creepy, disguised voice on the other end asks, "Have you checked the children?" After several calls, each one more unsettling than the last, the babysitter calls the police. They urge her to leave the house immediately, and in a terrifying twist, they reveal that the calls are coming from inside the house. This story, known as The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs, taps into a primal fear, being watched and not knowing it. But what makes this legend truly terrifying is its basis in actual events. In 1950, 13-year-old Jeanette Christman was babysitting for a family in Columbia, Missouri, when she was brutally attacked and murdered. The police discovered she had tried to call for help, but the details were eerily similar to our urban legend. Another case in 1971 saw a babysitter in New Jersey receiving a series of menacing calls, only to find out they were made by an intruder hiding in the house. These real-life horrors breathed life into the legend, spreading it through popular culture and movies, further embedding it into our collective fears. The stories serve as harrowing reminders of the vulnerability of those we entrust with our children, and the importance of vigilance and security in what should be a safe haven, our homes. As we unpack these legends, it's crucial to recognize the elements of truth that lie within. They're not just stories, they're lessons wrapped in cautionary tales, teaching us always to be aware of our surroundings and question the security we often take for granted. In the heart of Staten Island, a legend emerged about a menacing figure known as Cropsy, the boogeyman who was said to roam the decaying ruins of the old Willowbrook State School. According to whispered tales, Cropsy was a monstrous escapee from a mental institution, a shadowy figure who would snatch unwary children who strayed too far from home. As children, parents would warn their kids of Cropsy's lurking presence, using the tale as a cautionary fable to deter them from the dangers of wandering alone at night. But the line between myth and reality blurred terrifyingly in the late 20th century with the disturbing cases linked to Andre Rand. Rand, a previous employee at the Willowbrook State School, became the living embodiment of the Cropsy legend when he was convicted of kidnapping and suspected in the disappearance of several children during the 1970s and 1980s. His most notorious case involved the vanishing of Jennifer Schweiger, a 12-year-old girl with Down syndrome, whose body was eventually discovered near the school grounds, buried in a shallow grave. The community was rocked by these revelations. The fears that had once been abstract tales to scare children into obedience were now grim realities. Andre Rand's chilling crimes added a somber depth to the Cropsy legend, transforming it from an eerie bedtime story into a stark warning about the very real monsters who walk among us. The Cropsy legend serves as a dark reminder that sometimes the stories we tell to evoke fear are rooted in truths too horrifying to imagine. It challenges us to confront the real-life horrors that inspire such myths, and to remain vigilant about the darker elements that may lurk in the peripheries of our society. Each Halloween, as children don their costumes and set out into the night in pursuit of sweet treats, a sinister warning echoes in the ears of parents and guardians. Beware of poisoned candy. This urban legend claims that malevolent strangers might tamper with the candy they give to unsuspecting trick-or-treaters, concealing deadly poisons or sharp objects. The story serves as a modern boogeyman tale intended to instill caution in the hearts of communities during a night of innocent revelry. But where did this terrifying tale originate? Surprisingly, the roots of this myth are not as widespread as the fear itself might suggest. One of the few documented cases that fueled this legend occurred in 1974, when a Texas man named Ronald Clark O'Brien poisoned his own son's Halloween candy with cyanide. O'Brien's horrific act was driven by a desire to claim life insurance money, and tragically, his son died as a result. This incident, known as the Candyman murder, sent ripples of fear across the nation, though it was an act of familial betrayal rather than the work of a random stranger. Despite the rarity of such crimes, the legend has persisted, evolving with each passing Halloween. It reflects deep-seated fears about the safety of our children and the trust we place in our communities. It's a cautionary tale that urges vigilance and care in a world where dangers, though rare, can exist in the most innocent of settings. Tonight, as we explore these dark tales, we are reminded that while the shadows of myth may loom large, the light of reality often reveals a much less frightening landscape. The legend of poisoned Halloween candy, while chilling, is largely unfounded, but it serves as a reminder to keep the night of ghosts and goblins safe and sweet for all. Imagine you're driving alone on a cold, misty night. As you pass along a secluded stretch of road, you spot a lone figure, a hitchhiker, appearing seemingly out of nowhere. Moved by compassion or perhaps curiosity, you stop to offer a ride. The passenger speaks little, an air of mystery surrounding them, until suddenly when you reach their stated destination, you turn to find the back seat empty. No doors have opened, no sound has been made. The hitchhiker has simply vanished. This enduring legend of the vanishing hitchhiker has been reported in many variations, but the core elements remain hauntingly similar. What's even more intriguing is that some of these tales are supported by documented accounts that blur the lines between legend and reality. In the 1970s, a man in Chicago reported picking up a young woman who asked to be taken to a specific address. Upon arrival, she disappeared from his vehicle, leaving no trace. He later learned that the woman matched the description of a local resident who had died years earlier, on the very night she was picked up. Such stories often surface in communities around the world, with each version tailored to the local culture yet strikingly consistent in their eerie narrative. These accounts tap into our fascination with the supernatural and the possibility of life beyond death, compelling us to question the nature of existence and the mysteries that might lie just beyond our understanding. The legend of the vanishing hitchhiker not only serves as a spine-tingling ghost story, but also reflects deeper human themes: loneliness, the desire for connection, and the unending quest for answers to the unknown. Each retelling breathes new life into the myth, ensuring that the hitchhiker's journey continues, forever searching for a ride back to the other side. Nestled in the lush rolling hills of Scotland lies Glamis Castle, a place steeped in history and legend. Among the many tales associated with this ancient stronghold, none is more chilling than that of the Monster of Glamis. According to whispers passed down through generations, the castle was once home to a deformed heir, so monstrous in appearance that his very existence was kept a secret from the outside world. This unfortunate soul was allegedly hidden away in the castle's myriad secret rooms, his presence betrayed only by the occasional eerie sound echoing through the halls at night. The roots of this haunting legend might be traced back to the actual history of the Lion family, who have lived in Glamis since the 14th century. It was here in the late 1800s that rumors began circulating about a hidden room within the castle walls and its mysterious occupant. Some accounts suggest that every heir to the castle was shown this secret room, forever burdened with its dark legacy. The tale was fueled by the castle's actual architectural peculiarities, including hidden staircases and secret chambers that even today have not been fully explored. Adding to the mystery, there are documented accounts that lend some credence to these legends. Historical records and family letters hint at a tragic figure in the family lineage, often alluded to but never fully explained, contributing to the persistent whispers of a concealed, grotesque heir. This blend of historical ambiguity and architectural enigma ensures that the legend of the Monster of Glamis remains alive, a compelling story of secrecy and sorrow woven into the very stones of the castle. As we peel back the layers of this spine-tingling tale, we find a story that is part gothic horror, part historical mystery. The Monster of Glamis Castle challenges us to question the boundaries between fact and folklore, compelling us to wonder how many such stories arise from truths too uncomfortable to be acknowledged in the light of day. Imagine driving down a lonely rural road at night, your headlights the only source of light piercing the darkness. Suddenly a figure appears by the roadside, an apparition so startling that it sends chills down your spine. This is the Green Man, known to local residents as Charlie No-Face, a faceless wanderer who became the stuff of local legend, haunting the streets at night and unsettling those who encountered him. But behind this eerie legend lies the real-life story of Ray Robinson, a man whose life changed irrevocably at the age of 8 due to a tragic accident. Ray was electrocuted by a trolley wire which burned his face so severely that he lost his eyes, nose, and one of his arms. His disfigurement was profound, and because of this, he preferred to take his walks at night, to avoid the stares and cruelty of those who didn't understand his condition. Despite his shocking appearance, those who knew Ray remember him as a kind and gentle man who never harbored ill will towards others, despite the challenges he faced. His nightly walks were his only respite, his only chance to explore the world outside his home without fear of judgment. Over time, these sightings contributed to the legend of the Green Man, a ghostly figure whispered about in tales that traveled far beyond his small Pennsylvania town. The story of the Green Man is a poignant reminder of the human tendency to mythologize the unknown, transforming personal tragedies into tales of horror. It also reflects the resilience of a man who, despite being dealt a cruel hand by fate, found ways to navigate his world with grace. As we recount these legends, let us remember the human faces behind them, the real lives that are so often overshadowed by the myths they inspire. In the late 1940s, An SOS message was intercepted by numerous ships near Indonesia, coming from the Dutch freighter SS Orang Medan. The distress calls were fragmented, but one chilling message was clear. All officers, including the captain, are dead, lying in the chart room and bridge, possibly whole crew dead. This was followed by a burst of indecipherable Morse code, and then hauntingly the words, "I die." When the rescue team boarded the seemingly undisturbed ship, they were met with a horrifying sight: bodies everywhere, the faces of the deceased twisted in terror, with no survivors and no apparent cause of death. The mystery of the SS Orang Medan has spawned numerous theories and possible explanations over the years. Some believe that the ship was carrying a clandestine cargo of hazardous chemicals like nitroglycerin or cyanide, which might have leaked, causing the crew to succumb to toxic fumes. Others speculate about carbon monoxide poisoning or an undetected fire within the ship's boiler room. More fantastical theories include paranormal occurrences or an encounter with a secretive military experiment gone awry. Despite extensive investigations, no definitive records of the ship's final journey or its cargo have ever been confirmed, as the SS Orang Medan was not found listed in any official ship registries of the time. This lack of documentation has only deepened the enigma, allowing the legend to grow and morph into a ghost story told by sailors across the world. A stark reminder of the sea's capacity to hold secrets in its depths. As we conclude our journey through tales that straddle the line between legend and reality, the story of the SS Orang Medan serves as a powerful finale, encapsulating the allure and danger of the unknown. Whether the truth behind this ghost ship is ever uncovered, it remains a compelling narrative of mystery and horror, continuing to haunt the maritime world. As we conclude, I invite you to delve deeper into the darkness with us. Do you know an urban legend or a creepy tale from your area? Share your stories in the comments below. We're always on the lookout for the mysterious and the unexplained. And if today's tales have sent shivers down your spine, tell us which legend you found most unsettling and why. Remember to hit the subscribe button for more mysteries and spine-tingling true crime stories. Thank you for watching, and remember, keep your eyes open and your curiosity alive. You never know what secrets are hiding in the dark corners of the world. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and keep exploring the mysteries that surround us.